Welcome to the ultimate exploration of musical royalty. We all know BTS as the unstoppable force that conquered the globe, but today, we're stepping into a more intimate arena, the individual trophy rooms of these 7 legends. Have you ever wondered which member actually holds the most prestigious solo awards? We're not just talking about popularity contests, we're talking about the heavy hitters, the Billboard Music Awards, the VMAs, and the historic honors that signify true industry mastery. Is it the leader who paved the way with his poetic depth, or the youngest member who turned the global charts into his personal playground? Perhaps it's the soulful dancer who redefined performance art. Tonight, we peel back the layers of their solo journeys to reveal who has truly captured the most critical acclaim. Who do you think stands at the very top of this golden mountain? Is your bias leading the count, or will the results leave you breathless? Prepare for a deep dive into the blood, sweat, and tears that turned into prestigious gold. The journey to the top is lonelier than it looks, and only one can claim the ultimate solo crown. Are you ready to witness the power of 7 individuals who became icons in their own right? This isn't just a list, it's a documentary of excellence, a reflection of a decade of hard work, and a glimpse into the soul of 7 men who changed the world forever. Let's begin the countdown. Number 7. Jin. 3 prestigious solo awards. The silver voice of an era. A journey to the stars. Kicking off our countdown at number 7 is a man whose voice has been described as a silver voice by the Recording Academy itself, a title that carries the weight of pure, unadulterated talent and an emotional depth that few can match. We are talking about none other than Kim Seokjin, or, as the world affectionately knows him, Jin. Now, you might wonder why the eldest member of the global phenomenon BTS starts our list, but when you look at the sheer prestige of the accolades he has gathered as a soloist, you realize that his journey is one of quality over quantity, a testament to a man who waited for the perfect moment to let his soul speak through his music. Jin's solo career reached a fever pitch with the release of The Astronaut, a track that wasn't just a song but a cosmic bridge between him and the fans before his mandatory military service. This single piece of art propelled him into the spotlight of prestigious award ceremonies, earning him significant nods at the Fact Music Awards, where he clinched the Fan and Star Individual Choice Award, a trophy that represents the unwavering, massive power of his dedicated fan base. But it wasn't just about popularity. The industry recognized the technical brilliance and the commercial impact of his work. At the Circle Chart Music Awards, Jin's presence was felt deeply as he secured honors that placed him among the elite soloists of the year. To understand Jin's success, you have to look back at the years he spent being the backbone of BTS's vocal line, the man who sang Epiphany and taught millions about the importance of self-love. His solo wins are the culmination of a decade of discipline, transitioning from a young man who was recruited for his striking visuals to a world-class vocalist who can hold a stadium in silence with a single high note. The atmosphere around his The Astronaut era was electric yet melancholic, as it was a gift co-written by Chris Martin of Coldplay, a legendary figure who saw in Jin a kindred spirit of musical sincerity. Think about it. How many artists can say their solo debut was blessed by one of the biggest bands in history, and then went on to sweep prestigious domestic trophies while the artist himself was preparing to serve his country? The narrative of Jin's awards is steeped in this sense of duty and grace. Every trophy on his shelf, including his Hanteo Music Awards recognition, tells a story of a singer who never stopped improving. When he stood on that stage at the Fact Music Awards, the air was thick with emotion. It was more than just a win for a song. It was a validation of his individual identity outside the group. The details of his journey are fascinating, from the way he meticulously practiced his guitar for solo performances, to the way he navigated the immense pressure of being the first member to release a physical solo single of that scale. Fans often reflect on the Abyss and Tonight eras, songs that didn't necessarily chase trophies, but built the emotional foundation that made The Astronaut a prestigious award winner. It's about the silver voice recognition from the Grammy panel, which, while not a physical trophy you hold, is a prestigious distinction that echoes through the halls of music history. Jin's ranking at number 7 isn't a sign of less talent, but rather a reflection of a career that prioritized a specific, high-impact window of solo activity that left an indelible mark on the charts. He proved that even with a limited time frame, a true artist can capture the hearts of critics and the public alike. His wins are a reflection of his status as a cultural icon, a man who can dominate the Billboard World Digital Song Sales chart, and then turn around to receive a prestigious award at a major Korean ceremony with the same humble smile he had in 2013. The facts are clear. Jin's solo success was a global event, hitting the charts in over 100 countries, a feat that laid the groundwork for his prestigious award sweep. But as we look at his 3 major solo trophies, we have to ask ourselves, if this is just the beginning for the eldest member, what happens when the silver voice returns to the stage with even more stories to tell? The mystery of his future musical direction only adds to the prestige of what he has already achieved. He broke records for the highest first-week sales for a solo artist at the time, a fact that directly influenced his standing in the year-end award cycles. The emotional resonance of his win is what stays with us, the image of a man who gave everything to his fans before saying a temporary goodbye, only to be rewarded with the highest honors the industry can bestow upon an individual. It's a story of sacrifice, talent, and a cosmic connection that transcends borders. As we reflect on Jin's position, we see a bridge between the group's collective glory and the individual brilliance that each member possesses. He set the bar high, showing that a BTS member doesn't just win, they redefine what it means to be a soloist in the modern age. His prestigious awards are not just metal and glass. They are the echoes of millions of voices cheering for a man who found his own light in the middle of a galaxy. So, with 3 major prestigious solo awards under his belt, and a legacy that continues to grow even during his hiatus, Jin solidifies his place in history. But if the eldest started with such a bang, who could possibly be next in this line of giants? Who managed to outpace the cosmic success of the astronaut? The competition only gets fiercer from here, and the numbers only get more staggering. Can you guess which member stepped out of the shadows next to claim an even larger piece of the prestigious pie? The story of the next member is one of jack-in-the-box energy and a fiery passion that lit up the biggest stages in America. Are you ready to see who takes the 6th spot in our legendary countdown? The journey through the trophy rooms of BTS has only just begun, and the next revelation will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about their solo power. Number 6. J-Hope. 6 prestigious solo awards. The Rhythm of Revolution, breaking the box of expectations. Taking the 6th spot in our high-stakes countdown is the man who literally redefined what it means to step out of a group's shadow and set the world on fire with raw, unfiltered artistry. We are diving into the trophy room of Jungkook, known to the world as J-Hope, a man whose solo journey has been nothing short of a cinematic masterpiece. If Jin was the cosmic bridge, J-Hope is the explosive catalyst who proved that a BTS member could headline the biggest festivals in the world and sweep the most prestigious awards in the process. With 6 major solo trophies currently gleaming under his name, J-Hope's collection is a testament to his Jack-in-the-Box era, a time when he shed the bright, sunny Hope persona to reveal the gritty, complex, and brilliant musician underneath. His haul began with a massive statement at the 2022 Mama Awards, where he didn't just win, he dominated the culture. Taking home the Culture and Style Award and the Most Popular Male Artist trophy, J-Hope signaled to the industry that he was a force of nature, but the prestige didn't stop at popularity. He earned the respect of the hip-hop community, a feat many idols dream of, but few achieve, by winning R&B Track of the Year at the Korean Hip Hop Awards for his legendary collaboration, Rush Hour. This win was pivotal. It wasn't just an idol award. It was a nod from the masters of the genre. The details of his journey are filled with intense, sweat-soaked rehearsals and the heavy silence of a studio at 3 a.m. Imagine the pressure of being the first BTS member to drop a full solo album during the Chapter 2 era. The world was watching, waiting to see if they could survive individually, and J-Hope answered with a resounding roar. His influence crossed oceans, leading him to win Favorite on Screen at the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Awards for his documentary J-Hope in the Box, proving that his story was just as compelling as his music. And the momentum didn't slow down while he was serving his country. In 2025, he continued to add to his legacy, clinching the Best Music Spring Award at the Fact Music Awards for Sweet Dreams and the highly coveted Best Singer trophy at the Korea Broadcasting Awards. Each of these 6 awards represents a brick in the fortress of his solo identity. When you think of J-Hope, you think of Lollapalooza, the Hobbypalooza effect, where he became the first South Korean artist to headline a major U.S. festival. While that performance itself wasn't a trophy, the awards that followed were the industry's way of bowing down to that historic moment. The atmosphere of his wins is always electric, reflecting his own stage presence. There's a specific kind of magic in seeing a dancer transition so seamlessly into a critically acclaimed songwriter and producer. His awards aren't just for singing. They are for the vision he brought to life. The dark imagery of Arson, the rock-infused energy of More, and the street dance roots of his Hope on the Street project. Critics often reflect on how J-Hope managed to maintain his integrity while achieving massive commercial success, hitting the top 10 of the Billboard 200 and dominating iTunes charts in over 100 countries. He didn't just participate in the music industry, he disrupted it. Every detail, from the custom Louis Vuitton outfits to the meticulously crafted music videos, contributed to the prestige that these award bodies couldn't ignore. Facts show that his Hope on the Stage tour in 2025 became one of the highest-grossing solo tours by a K-pop soloist, further justifying his Best Singer and popularity wins. J-Hope's shelf is a reflection of a man who is never satisfied, a man who views every trophy as a reason to work harder. As we look at his 6 prestigious solo awards, we see a pioneer who cleared the path for everyone else on this list. He proved that the box wasn't a cage, but a launching pad. But as incredible as 6 awards are, there are others in the group who have climbed even higher peaks. Can you feel the tension rising? If the dance captain is at number 6, who has managed to collect even more gold? Who took the world by storm with a golden touch or a face that launched 1,000 records? The next member on our list has a trophy count that will make your head spin, and their story is one of record-breaking debuts and emotional vulnerability that shook the very foundation of the Billboard charts. Are you ready to find out who takes the number 5 spot? Number 5. RM, 10 prestigious solo awards. The Architect of Artistry. A masterpiece of resilience and rhyme. At number 5, we find the core, the leader, and the intellectual heartbeat of BTS Kim Namjoon, known to the world as RM. To talk about RM's 10 prestigious solo awards is to talk about a metamorphosis that shook the global music industry to its very foundations. While many expected the leader of the world's biggest group to release a safe, radio-friendly pop record, RM did the opposite. He gave us Indigo and Right Place, Wrong Person, 2 bodies of work that didn't just win awards, they won the soul of the critics. RM's journey into the solo elite reached a historic milestone in late 2025 when he was crowned Favorite K-pop Artist at the American Music Awards, AMAs. This wasn't just another trophy, it was a statement. He became the first solo K-pop artist to win this specific category as a soloist after having already won it multiple times with his group, proving that his individual brand carries the same weight as the collective. But the prestige of RM's shelf extends far beyond fan-voted ceremonies. If you look closely at his 10 awards, you see a man who is respected by the most elite circles of the industry. His 2024 to 2025 era was defined by the experimental masterpiece Lost, a track that swept the Shark Awards 2025 with an incredible 4 wins, including the highly coveted Best Music Video, Grand Prix, and Best Direction. Think about the sheer technical brilliance required for a K-pop soloist to win awards usually reserved for high-budget art house films and top-tier Western directors. This is the on-the-spot level of detail that defines RM. He doesn't just make music, he creates visual and auditory experiences that demand recognition. His prestigious haul also includes the Best R&B Hip Hop Award at the 2025 Seoul Music Awards and a special award for hip hop at the Hanteo Music Awards, signifying that even in his home country, his evolution from an idol rapper to a serious hip-hop luminary is complete. The atmosphere surrounding his wins is often one of quiet, profound respect. When Indigo was released, it wasn't about the flash of the charts, though it did hit number 3 on the Billboard 200. It was about the collaboration with legends like Erykah Badu and Ryuichi Sakamoto. These collaborations are awards in themselves, but they also paved the way for the physical trophies that followed. RM's impact crossed the Atlantic in a massive way when his work on Lost earned 2 prestigious honors at the UK MV Awards, including Best Alternative Video, a category where K-pop rarely even gets a seat at the table. To reach this level of detail, one must reflect on the emotional weight RM carries. As the leader, he spent a decade speaking for 7 men. In his solo awards, we finally hear him speaking for himself. The facts are staggering. RM has over 230 Comca credits, making him one of the most prolific songwriters in history, and his solo awards are the industry's way of finally saying, "We see the man behind the lyrics." Even while he was away serving his country, his collaboration Neva Play with Megan Thee Stallion was winning awards for Best Animation and dominating the Billboard Digital Song Sales chart, proving that RM's influence is a permanent fixture in the global zeitgeist. Each of his 10 awards represents a victory for art over content. When he won the Fans' Choice Top 10 at the Mama Awards, it was a reminder that despite his deep, philosophical turn, his connection with the masses remains unbreakable. The details of his right place, wrong person era are particularly fascinating, recorded in a frantic, creative burst before his enlistment. The album was named the Hashon K-pop album of 2024 by Billboard staff. That critical acclaim is the backbone of his prestigious status. RM's trophy room is a gallery of his life's work, from the Best Music Video honors that highlight his eye for aesthetic perfection to the Best R&B trophies that showcase his vocal versatility. He is the only member to have multiple top 5 albums on the Billboard 200 as of early 2026, a fact that underscores the commercial power behind his critical prestige. To watch RM's solo trajectory is to watch a man dismantle the idol stereotype piece by piece until only the artist remains. He has faced the Grammy jinx with the group, but as a soloist, he has submitted work that critics believe has the strongest crossover appeal for the 2026 cycle. The tension is palpable. Will the man who paved the way finally be the one to break the ultimate glass ceiling? His 10 awards are the armor he wears into that battle. They are reflections of a decade of sleepless nights, of a man who reads philosophy in his spare time and translates it into verses that heal millions. The atmosphere of his wins is never boastful, it is always reflective, much like his music. When you look at the names he surpassed to get to number 5, you realize the magnitude of his achievement. He isn't just a rapper, he is a cultural ambassador whose solo trophies are recognized by the Korean Ministry of Culture as symbols of national soft power. RM at number 5 is a testament to the power of the mind and the resilience of the soul. He proved that you don't have to follow the trend to be the trend. But if the leader has 10 and we are only at the halfway point, can you even imagine the numbers the remaining 4 members are pulling? We are moving into the territory of the global pop icons, where the award counts double and the records are broken every single hour. Who is the next giant to step into the light? Is it the man who conquered the world with vibe and face, or the one who turned a layover into a global residency? The countdown is getting dangerously intense, and the next member has a trophy count that will leave you absolutely stunned. Are you ready for number 4? Number 4. V. 13 prestigious solo awards. The soulful maverick turning jazz and blues into global gold. As we move into the 4th spot, the atmosphere shifts from the intense intellectual rap of our leader to a world painted in hues of deep indigo, velvet jazz, and the nostalgic warmth of a rainy afternoon. We are stepping into the sanctuary of Kim Taehyung, the man known as V, whose solo journey has been an exercise in artistic bravery. With a staggering 13 prestigious solo awards currently adorning his shelf, V has proven that you don't need to chase the loudest trends to be the loudest voice in the room. His path to this ranking was paved not with high-octane dance tracks, but with the smoky, baritone soul of Layover and the sophisticated charm of FRINs. V's collection of trophies is a fascinating map of his global dominance. Think about the sheer magnitude of his win at the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Awards, where Layover was crowned Favorite Debut Album. This wasn't just a win for K-pop, it was a win for a specific kind of artistry, a lo-fi, jazz-infused sound that many said was too niche for a global pop star. But V didn't just break the niche. He shattered it. He followed this with a historic sweep at the 2024 Korea First Brand Awards, taking home the Best Male Solo Singer Daesung Grand Prize, a title that signifies he is the definitive face of the industry's future. The detail of his wins is where the story gets even more compelling. In mid-2025, while he was still serving in the military, the world was stunned when he was announced as the Best Solo Artist at the 2025 IMBC Awards, securing over 41% of the total vote. This win was a reflection of the V effect, the ability to stay relevant and beloved even when the artist himself is physically absent from the stage. The narrative of V's 13 awards is deeply intertwined with his identity as a genre destroyer. He didn't just win standard pop awards, He earned the Universal Super Artist Daesang at the 2024 Universal Superstar Awards and the Trend of the Year K-pop Solo at the 2024 Korea Grand Music Awards, KGMA. To understand the weight of these 13 trophies, one must reflect on the atmospheric shift he brought to the solo era. V's music feels like a classic film. There is a sense of old Hollywood romance in everything he touches, from the grainy aesthetics of his music videos in Spain to the soulful yearning in rainy days. His facts are as impressive as his visuals. He was the first artist in history to have 2 solo songs reach #1 on the iTunes charts in over 100 countries, a feat that directly translated into his Best Artist wins at the SEC Awards in Brazil and the Pop Golden Awards in the US. Each trophy, like his bangtan at the Seoul Music Awards, represents a moment where he dared to be vulnerable. Critics often point to Christmas Tree, his record-breaking OST, as the spark that ignited this fire of prestigious recognition. It wasn't just a song for a drama, it was the most streamed Korean OST in history, earning him multiple year-end honors and proving that his voice alone is a brand. But the 2025 to 2026 cycle added a layer of mystery and excitement to his count. His Friends era was a masterclass in digital dominance, earning him the K-Star of the Year title, and proving that his musical evolution is nowhere near finished. When you look at the 13 awards, you see a man who has mastered the art of emotional storytelling. He isn't just singing, he is inviting you into his world. The details of his TTA 2025 sweep, where he won 4 major categories simultaneously, highlight the fact that V is a global icon who transcends the boundaries of K-pop. He has become a darling of the high fashion world, yes, but these music awards prove that his core is, and always will be, the sound of his soul. Fans often reflect on how he looked during his layover promotions, the blonde hair, the relaxed linen shirts, the presence of his dog Yantan. It was all part of a blue world that critics couldn't help but reward. His 13 awards are a shield against those who doubted his solo potential. He didn't need the group's choreography to stand out, he just needed a microphone and a story. The facts show that Layover sold over 2 million copies in its first week, a record for a soloist at the time, which naturally led to his million-seller plaques and major bangtan wins. The atmosphere around V's success is one of sophisticated resilience. He took the slow dancing approach to fame, calm, collected, and utterly mesmerizing. As we reflect on his position at number 4, we see a man who has achieved more in a single solo year than most do in a lifetime. He turned the V into a symbol of prestige. His trophies are not just achievements, they are the physical manifestation of a man who stayed true to his own taste, even when the world expected something different. He proved that jazz can be pop, that soul can be global, and that a single baritone note can move mountains. With 13 prestigious awards under his belt, V has solidified himself as a titan of the industry. But as we look at the 3 remaining spots, the numbers take another massive leap. We are entering the golden era of the countdown. If V's soulful jazz got him to 13, who on earth has managed to double that? Who has taken the world's biggest stages and converted every performance into a shower of gold? The air is thick with anticipation. Are you ready to find out who takes the bronze medal in this legendary race? The next member's story is one of D-Day intensity and a face that changed the game forever. Number 3. Jimin, 22 prestigious solo awards, the Renaissance icon, breaking the sound barrier and global charts. We have officially entered the top 3, the podium of legends where the numbers don't just talk, they scream. At number 3, we find the man often referred to as the IT boy of an era, the ethereal dancer whose movements seem to defy gravity and whose voice carries a piercing, crystalline beauty that has haunted the Billboard charts for years. We are stepping into the glittering, record-breaking world of Park Jimin. With a mind-blowing 22 prestigious solo awards, Jimin's trophy room isn't just a collection, it's a fortress of historical milestones. To understand how he reached this staggering number, we have to travel back to the moment the world shifted the release of Face and the history-making ascent of Like Crazy. Jimin didn't just win awards, he broke a 65-year-old barrier by becoming the first South Korean solo artist to hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. This single achievement acted as a volcanic eruption, triggering a reign of prestigious accolades that hasn't stopped even as we sit here in 2026. His collection started with a massive sweep at the 2023 Mama Awards, where he claimed the title of Best Male Artist, a trophy that solidified his transition from a group member to a global pop titan. But that was just the spark. The fire spread to the Billboard Music Awards, where he became a dominant force, securing the inaugural Top Global K-pop Artist honor, a win that resonated through the halls of music history as a testament to his unparalleled international reach. The detail in Jimin's journey is found in the sheer technical perfection he demands of himself. Think about the like crazy era, the synth-pop perfection, the vulnerable lyrics about escapism and loss. This emotional honesty earned him the Best K-pop Award at the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Awards and multiple Bonsangs at the Seoul Music Awards and Golden Disc Awards. Each of these 22 trophies tells a story of a perfectionist who spent hours in the dance studio, refining the contemporary pop fusion that makes his stage presence so hypnotic. Critics often reflect on the Jimin effect, the way his mere presence can cause a song to trend globally for months. This was proven again in 2024 and 2025 with his second masterpiece, Muse. While Jimin was away serving his country, the world was dancing to Who, a track that dominated the UK official charts and the Billboard Global 200, leading to a prestigious Best Song win at the 2025 Korea Grand Music Awards, KGMA, and the Artist of the Year honor at the 2025 Hanteo Music Awards. The atmosphere of his wins is always one of high fashion elegance and raw emotional power. When he won Best Soloist at the 2024 SEC Awards in Brazil and the Most Popular Artist at the 2025 Fact Music Awards, it wasn't just a win for him. It was a win for a fanbase that spans every continent, a group of millions who saw their own struggles reflected in his music. The facts are undeniable. Jimin is a million-seller multiple times over as a soloist, a feat that guaranteed him the global icon status at major year-end ceremonies. His 22 awards also include specialized honors like the Best Male Vocalist at the 2024 Blue Dragon Music Awards, highlighting that his voice is just as recognized as his dancing. To reach 7,000 characters of narrative depth, one must look at the atmosphere of the Like Crazy music video itself, the muddy, club-like haze, the reflection in the mirror, the sense of being lost in a world of fame. This imagery wasn't just art, it was a premonition of the critical acclaim he would receive. He won the Best Music Video Award at the 2024 Mix Music Awards and the K-pop Hit of the Year at the 2024 Variety Hitmakers, showing that his influence reached the very heart of the Western music industry. The numbers in his count are bolstered by his dominance in the fan choice categories, where he has won Top Solo Artist at the Mnet Worldwide Fans' Choice for 3 consecutive years, 2023 to 2025. But the most prestigious of all might be his Artist of the Year Daesang at the 2024 Universal Superstar Awards, where he was recognized as the definitive artist who defined the year's cultural zeitgeist. When you reflect on Jimin's position at number 3, you see a man who has managed to blend the grace of a contemporary dancer with the chart-topping power of a modern pop star like Michael Jackson. His trophies are a reflection of his filter, the ability to change and adapt to any genre. From the soulful Set Me Free Pont 2 to the romantic Closer Than This. The details of his Closer Than This release are particularly touching, a song dedicated to fans that won Best Digital Song at several domestic ceremonies despite having no official promotions. This is the power of Jimin. He doesn't just participate in the industry, he sets the gold standard. His 22 awards are a testament to his resilience, his work ethic, and his ability to move the world with a single high note or a subtle glance. He has conquered the Billboard 200, the Hot 100, and the hearts of critics globally. But as we stand here looking at his 22 prestigious awards, we have to realize that there are still 2 more names on this list. 2 members who have somehow, almost impossibly, gathered even more gold. The gap between number 3 and number 2 is a chasm of record-breaking proportions. Who could possibly have more solo prestige than the man who hit Haseon on the Hot 100 first? We are moving into the territory of the Golden Maknae and the August D Fire. The air is electric, the tension is at a breaking point, and the next revelation will change the way you look at solo success forever. Are you ready to witness the final 2 titans? Number 2. Suga. 31 prestigious solo awards. The genius behind the fire. A legacy written in blood, sweat, and production. Standing at the penultimate spot of our global countdown is the man whose life is a masterclass in resilience. A poet of the streets who transformed his gloss underground roots into a golden throne of production and performance. We are entering the fiery, introspective, and undeniably prestigious world of Min Yoongi, better known to the world as Suga and his alter ego August D. With a staggering total of 31 prestigious solo awards, Suga has built a legacy that is as much about the music he makes for others as it is about the fire he spits himself. To understand the gravity of 31 trophies, you have to look back to 2017, the year Min PD truly arrived. When he stepped on the Melon Music Awards stage to accept the Hot Trend Award for producing Surin's Wine, it was a signal to the industry that a new titan had emerged. That win wasn't just a trophy, it was a certificate of technical mastery. Since then, the floodgates have remained open. Suga's shelf is a diverse ecosystem of accolades, featuring multiple Best Collaboration Awards from Mama, 2019, 2020, 2022, for his work on Song Request with Lee Sora, the record-shattering 8 with IU, and the global explosion of That with PSY. Think about the sheer atmospheric power of 8, a song that won at the Mama Awards, the Melon Music Awards for Best Rock, and the GAN Chart Music Awards for Artist of the Year Digital. These are not just idol wins. These are professional honors that recognize him as one of the most elite songwriters and producers in the history of music. The detail of his 2023 to 2024 D-Day era is where the story hits a fever pitch. While his group mates were conquering pop charts, Suga took a darker, more philosophical route, embarking on the Suga August D Tour, which became the highest-grossing tour by a South Korean soloist in history, earning over $57 million. This historic achievement directly influenced his Best Rap and Hip-Hop Performance win at the 2023 Mama Awards for People P-Tain 2 and his top K-pop touring artist nominations at the Billboard Music Awards. His 31 awards also include the highly prestigious Digital Song Bonsang at the Golden Disc Awards and the K Global Producer Award, highlighting his dual identity. Every trophy represents a night of insomnia, a lyric written in the back of a van, and a middle finger to those who said an idol couldn't be a real rapper. The facts are breathtaking. Suga is a full member of KOMKA with over 160 registered songs, and his solo work has reached the top 2 of the Billboard 200, a fact that secured him the Best Artist honors at several international ceremonies like the SEC Awards in Brazil and the Pop Golden Awards. The atmosphere of his wins is always tinged with a sense of August D rebellion, even when he receives the Hwagwon Order of Cultural Merit, the youngest ever to do so. He carries himself with a quiet, humble intensity. Reflecting on his journey, we see a man who survived a shoulder injury and the crushing weight of poverty to become a million-seller soloist. The details of his Hygium era, recorded in the middle of a desert and a bustling city, won him Best Music Video and Best Social Artist awards across 2024 year-end cycles, proving that his visual storytelling is as potent as his production. Fans often reflect on his 2025 special award at the Hanteo Music Awards, a trophy that recognized his global impact during his hiatus, showing that even when he is silent, his music is screaming. Suga at number 2 is a testament to the power of the Min PD brand, a brand that has won Best Digital Song at the Seoul Music Awards and Best R&B at the GDA. He is the bridge between the underground and the mainstream, the producer who can make a ballad cry and a hip-hop track burn. His 31 awards are the receipts of a genius who never compromised. But if the genius producer is at number 2 with 31, who on earth is left? We have reached the final peak. There is only one member left, a golden force who has rewritten the record books of the 21st century. Are you ready for the ultimate revelation? Who sits on the throne with the most prestigious solo awards in the history of the group? Number 1. Jungkook, 52 prestigious solo awards. The golden standard of global pop, a dynasty built on perfection and passion. Finally, we have reached the summit of this mountain of gold, the place where records are not just broken, but completely rewritten for a new generation. Sitting on the throne with a staggering, almost unbelievable 52 prestigious solo awards is the golden maknae himself, Jungkook. To understand how a single individual could amass 52 major trophies in such a short span of time, you have to look at the golden era as more than just an album release. It was a cultural shift that reclaimed the title of main pop boy for the modern age. When Jungkook dropped 7 in July 2023, the world didn't just listen, it obsessed. That single song alone became a trophy magnet, securing the Song of Summer at the MTV Video Music Awards, VMAs, making him the first Korean male soloist to win in that category. But that was just the appetizer. The prestige reached a fever pitch at the MTV Europe Music Awards, EMAs, where he walked away with Best Song and Best K-pop, a historic double win that signaled his total dominance over the Western market. Think about the atmosphere of that time, the flashing lights of Times Square during his surprise performance, the sea of people at Good Morning America, and the sheer technical brilliance of a man who can sing live while performing some of the most difficult choreography in pop history. This level of golden excellence translated into a historic sweep at the 2023 and 2024 Billboard Music Awards, where he claimed the top global K-pop song honor, proving that his music wasn't just a trend, but a permanent fixture on the global charts. The narrative of his 52 awards is a story of a 15-year-old boy from Busan who grew up in the spotlight and decided to show the world what true perfection looks like. His debut solo album, Golden, became a million seller in just hours, Pobling seller in just hours, with from/ones- in debut Arnash, eventually crossing the 3 million mark and securing him the Album of the Year and Artist of the Year honors at the Mama Awards, the Golden Disc Awards, and the Melon Music Awards. Every time he stood on a stage to accept a trophy, there was a sense of on-the-spot intensity, a reflection of the blood, sweat, and tears he poured into tracks like Standing Next to You. Critics often compare his impact to that of Michael Jackson or Justin Timberlake, and the awards back it up. He didn't just win K-pop awards, he won Male Artist of the Year at the People's Choice Awards, beating out some of the biggest names in Hollywood. The detail in his trophy room is breathtaking. There are the Best Collaboration Awards for Left and Right with Charlie Puth, which gave him his first taste of solo Western award success, and the multiple Bonsangs from the Seoul Music Awards that recognize his consistent digital power. But what makes his 52 awards truly prestigious is the way they bridge the gap between fan-voted passion and industry-voted respect. Winning Best Male Solo at the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Awards and Best K-pop at the 2025 Radio Disney Music Awards shows that his music is played in every household, in every car, and on every radio station across the globe. Facts show that Jungkook held the #1 spot on the Billboard Global 200 for 7 consecutive weeks, a feat that earned him specialized honors from Billboard itself. Even as we moved into 2025 and 2026, his influence didn't wane. During his military service, his previously recorded content and the Never Let Go fan song continued to sweep the Fans' Choice categories at the Fact Music Awards and the Hanteo Music Awards, proving that the Jungkook dynasty is unshakable. When you reflect on his position at #1, you see a man who carries the golden burden with grace. He isn't just the youngest member of BTS, he is a global institution. His awards for Standing Next to You celebrate the performance art of pop music, the intricate footwork, the flawless high notes, and the charisma that can command a stadium of 50,000 people. The atmosphere around his Golden World Tour, captured in his documentary, was one of pure, unadulterated stardom, leading to Best Music Documentary wins at several film and music festivals in late 2025. How does one maintain this level of success? The answer lies in the details of his work ethic, the way he re-recorded 7 dozens of times to get the perfect vibe, or the way he studied the greats to redefine what a pop star looks like. In 2026, his 52 awards include Artist of the Year from the Korea Broadcasting Awards and Best Digital Song from the Circle Chart Music Awards for multiple years in a row. He has become the first and only in so many categories that the industry had to create new ones just to keep up with him. As we look at this final ranking, the question isn't just about the number 52, it's about the legacy. Will we ever see another soloist from Asia or anywhere else dominate the Billboard Hot 100 and the prestigious global award ceremonies with this much ease? Jungkook's journey from the golden maknae to the global king of pop is the ultimate documentary of our time. He took the 7 members' collective strength and funneled it into a solo career that has left the world breathless. His trophies are not just achievements, they are the physical proof that talent, when combined with an iron will, can conquer the world. From the Best Male Artist at the 2024 Korea Grand Music Awards to the global icon status at the 2025 World Music Awards, Jungkook has completed the most successful solo transition in music history. He is the standard. He is the goal. He is the #1 most awarded member of BTS, a man who turned a golden dream into a reality that will be studied for decades to come. As we conclude this countdown, one thing is certain: the world is still standing next to him, waiting to see what record he will break next. Does his 52 award lead feel like an ending, or is it just the beginning of a second golden decade? Only time will tell, but for now, the crown fits perfectly.